today I'm going to do something a little different and review this. It's an 8-in-1 Leebein Electric Cleaning Brush. Supposed to have a fast charge for 4 hours. Can use continuously for 90 minutes. Maximum power 25 watts. My arthritis has been flaring, especially in my wrists, my elbows, and my house is messy. And so I need to clean it. And I am hoping that this device that I purchased on Amazon will help. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what we've got inside here. Here on the back, it's showing some of the different brushes we're gonna get, but let's just go ahead and dig right in. I am really hoping this is gonna help because with my arthritis flaring the way it's been, I can't imagine cleaning, and the way I'm opening this box is ridiculous too. It just kind of tore into pieces, but boom, managed to wrangle that one open. What exactly have we got in here? We got some instruction booklets, which will be useful. We've got what looks like the head of the cleaner in here. And I'm getting really excited if this actually works. That's going to be fabulous. I have plenty of yucky surfaces I'm going to test it out on. Wow, listen to that. This looks like the extended one. Ooh. Okay, so rookie mistake. I should have had some scissors because this plastic is not making it easy. But I got in there. Got this extendo handle and some plastic waste. Although sometimes I'll save stuff like this and you could make art in here. Like this could probably make a pretty cool diorama with like little trolls or something. See, we got a plug that will probably be pretty useful. I know we got to charge this thing up. And we've got a cord, the different tips on there. We got this brush. Ooh, this is gonna be a good one on my nasty oven. We got this thing. It's got like Velcro. And then there's these different pads. So this one's kind of like a soft rag feeling. You can check that out, and I guess we'll just end up popping this like onto those. And then this feels more like polishing. This one is like a scouring pad. So I think my shower, possibly the oven too, this one might be good. This one is as soft as like a rabbit's tail. Wow. It's so white and soft. I know it won't look that way after I clean with it. This must be some sort of like polishing pad. And this one is like a textured sponge, and you know, it's got ridges on it. So it feels like a good scrubber. And then this is like a smaller version of this one that feels like a carpet. And then there's also a tinier flat brush, little one. And then this one I think is for corners, but that does look cool. Let me just double check inside the owner's manual. It says we have the sponge brush right here. And then we've got the cloth brush right here. And then we've got the fiber brush right here. Then we've got the big flat brush right here. Velcro holder base. That is currently stuck to this. Then imitation wool brush. That's the one that's like the rabbit tail. The tip brush is this little one. And this is the small flat brush. So it does say the flat brushes are for cleaning flat, hard surfaces like walls, ceramic tile, range hood, countertop, and fridge. So we'll be doing some countertops in here, and I think the small flat brush will probably be good. And the tip brush, this one, it says it's for cleaning corners, such as the sink or wall. It says this big sponge brush is for cleaning big fragile surfaces like a coating frying pan, a no-stick pan, a pizza tray, an oven tray, a cutting board. And it does feel a lot like the type of sponge you'd wash dishes with. And then it says the small sponge, which I don't know which one they mean. The small sponge brush. So I don't really see the small sponge brush, but they say it's for cleaning small fragile surfaces like small bowls and plates. So right now it looks like I need to charge this thing. So it looks like right here in the head, there's a place to plug in this cord, the USB-C. So I will go ahead and charge it. And unfortunately, I don't really want to have to wait to clean up my yucky messes, but I must because I also don't want to clean it with my arthritis hurting like the way it is. So I really hope this will help. And you know, if any of you out there also have arthritis, these little gadgets can just be so helpful. I know I've also got a jar opener that saves the day quite often. So I think I'll definitely start reviewing more of these like arthritis hacks or tools that can help people who have arthritis. So I did plug it in. I can see the green light is going. And I think it might take a while to charge. I mean, I guess I'll just wait until the sensors stop because I can see it's kind of like going up and down and up and down. And then I'll come back later and try to clean and see what happens. And you'll get to see how yucky my top of my oven is too, which is really gross. So stay tuned. So I am back and this looks like it should be fully charged. I will start out by sticking this thing on. And this is the flat brush, so I guess I just gotta find just the right fitting. Yeah, okay, so it snaps in like that. It does come with this like extended handle, but I'm just working on this surface right here. I don't think I need it that badly. And hopefully you can kind of see how yucky this is. I was doing a lot of cooking and, you know, some of the pasta boiled over or something. There's vegetable scraps and oils. So first I'm going to go ahead and just wipe off like the debris and kind of just do a quick round to get some of the straight up debris off of here. Like there's just bits of pasta and like broccoli and, you know, stuff like that. And then I hope this power scrubber will get all the other yucky stuff. So let's just see. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to spray some all-purpose cleaner all over the top here of the stovetop. And I'm hoping that'll give it enough liquid to scrub with. Let's see if I can figure out how this works next. I just turn it on. Okay, so it sounds like there's two modes. There's this one and this one. It's like a slow mode or fast. Let's try the slow. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, slow mode. Oh. Oh. This spot is gonna be yucky. But it is helping. It is pulling it up. Let's see, over here. Huh. Now, as it's pulling it up, it's spreading some of the nastier part, like around. So we're gonna have to loosen up some of this first, probably, with this machine and then wipe it down. But this machine is doing a great job, and this is only the lowest setting. It's doing a great job of loosening up some of this yuckier gunk. Let me spray a bit. I mean, this is definitely making a mess as it cleans because it's spreading around the gross yucky that was already here. But I think if I let it loosen up with this, then I can go and just wipe it off. So let's see, double speed this time. Or wait, first one is double speed. Oh yeah, here we go. Nice. Okay, it's doing a pretty solid job on this. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a wipe off because some of this is kind of like greasy, oily stain, and I feel like I just need to wipe that off so that will really be able to come in here and make this fresh and clean. But I have to say, like, that machine really did save a lot of scrub energy that I would have had to use to get rid of that stain that was on here because it was like crusted on, burnt on. And I mean, there's still some to remove here. It's definitely not totally clean yet. Let me rinse this off a little bit and try another round. I'll go ahead and spray it because that is helping to loosen up some of the gunk and grime. And so I'll just do another round of that, especially over here. But I gotta say, this is way easier than if I was trying to clean this by hand. So yeah, let me rinse this a little.
2 hours later.
Cool. So with a quick rinse, a lot of that residue came off. So let's try this again. Okay, so the yucky gucky brown residue is still kind of on here. Let me get a wipe with some water and wipe that off. So yeah, I'll just give this one over and just wipe off some of this residue that was stirred up. And so as far as the scrubbing power goes, this thing is definitely helping to get rid of some of the more difficult stains to deal with. But I am still having to put a fair amount of like oomph into it for some of the more stubborn stains. And so, I mean, it's definitely a labor saver, but you know, it's not a miracle worker. But it is a lot easier to like focus my energy of my arms on this device than it would be actually scrubbing. I mean, it's way less exhausting to use this device than actually scrubbing because I feel like if I kind of get the right angle with it, it starts to really just work really hard and press in where it needs to. And I mean, realistically, my stovetop probably hasn't been this clean in a while. And it looks like it was able to get some of the different cracks and crevices that I might have had a tough time doing by hand. The only thing is it was so dirty to begin with. There's all this little debris still kind of hanging out here on top, so I'm just wiping it away. And underneath, we're just seeing like beautiful white stovetop. I mean, the stove is pretty old, so I don't really expect it to look perfect, but I would expect it to at least look, you know, clean. And I think it's looking pretty good. Let's just give it one more wipe. Make sure all the debris is off and it's just wiped clean. And I do see just a few tiny spots left over here, but realistically, like, I'm not complaining. I mean, some of the spots that are left look like some kind of like burn marks or something. So let me go ahead and take some shots of what it looks like now, and then maybe I could try another attachment and see if it gets rid of these dark spots. So just a sec. So there's still some spots here. Maybe the scouring pad will get rid of. And over here, there's just like a few, you see like here or here, but they also kind of look like, burnt, or maybe the paint has chipped a little. So that's a pretty good outcome, I think, without a lot of hard scrubbing.
Wow!
So let me try it with this attachment, the scouring brush, and see how that does. Right here, you can see it did leave kind of a greenish tint to the soap, and there are some parts of the brush that kind of came off while I was scrubbing. But let me just wipe this down and let's see how much of that those black spots were removed by this. There does seem to be a fair amount of kind of like sponge debris left from that one. But I can also see like these black spots that were here are pretty well gone. And I hate how there's always just like random stuff that stays stuck in here. It seems like no matter how much I clean it, you always end up with something stuck in here. But I mean, this did a really solid job, and that was fast. Really, it felt kind of fun because I got to use this machine. That's a pro. And yeah, look, a lot of those darker spots came off. Some of them, like in here, really didn't want to, but I had the feeling like if I really tried, they might. But overall, I think it's a lot cleaner than when we started, right? So that was good. So I've also got this Ucky countertop. There's this like cardboard stuck to it. There's some different stains. So I want to try it out on that. So let's use that same technique and just, I am spraying it down with this all-purpose cleaner that I have. And then I will put the flat brush on and see what it does to the counter. Now, when it comes to removing this brush, it's not as easy as the other one. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. I'm grabbing it as hard as I can, and it's just not popping off. So that's not good. I don't see any like buttons or anything. Like I feel like the last one I just pulled and it popped off. But honestly, this is a real bummer because with my arthritis, it's extra hard to pull this off. So I guess I'll just try the same sponge and see how it does. Okay, so I use this scouring brush on the counter. Let's see how that went. So basically, I just gotta do my quick wipe down here. And it does seem that that scouring brush picked up most everything I would want it to. And it was pretty easy to use. I feel like you can kind of put pressure and grind into it when you need to, but I am bummed it wasn't easier to take off the sponge. So overall, I feel like this might be a good time saver for cleaning for people with arthritis, but there's still some pitfalls. Like I'm gonna have to ask somebody else for help to take the sponge off. That definitely is a bummer, but I'll try this in the shower too and see how that does and let y'all know. Hi everybody, I am back with another yucky cleaning task. In this case, the bathtub / shower. And It's probably been a while since this has had a good cleaning. Cleaning is already terrible enough without having arthritis. So I hope that this tool will make this job a lot easier. And so let me move so you can see how scary the tub currently is. There's all sorts of weird stains and residues. And I already did a quick wipe to get rid of just any hair or anything like that. But you can see there's still some icky, yucky stuff. And so I'm going to use a bathroom cleaner. I've got my bathroom cleaner. So I'm just going to spray. Thankfully, this spray bottle is working well. I'm especially going to spray on all the surfaces of the tub here. And I'm going to give a little extra sprays on these areas where there's discoloration, staining, possibly soap scum buildup. And a lot of the stuff in here, I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to scrub it up or if I need to get some sort of special cleaner to get rid of it, but I'm just giving this a solid spraying so we can plug in our device and see how it does. All right, so let's see. I've got this head. First, I'll do a round, and I feel like let's use the big white flat brush for this. And so I'm just gonna pop this on. And now I did have to have my boyfriend remove the other attachment for me because I just couldn't. And I wasn't sure how much was because of my arthritis and how much was because it was hard to remove, but he had a really tough time with it too. So that shows me it wasn't just me with my arthritis, but we'll see. Hopefully that becomes easier. So let me just do a once over with this real quick. It did pick up some spots, but it's a lot harder to wrangle. Here in the tub, it's a lot more slippery. And it looks like there's some spots they're probably going to need to soak. I don't know if it's like soap scum or what, but it looks like they just need more time before this can pick it up. So I'm going to get some water and kind of water down some of those spots. Like here in the corner, it may just need a bit more water. So let's see if we add that. How does this do? Honestly, it's not getting it. This spot over in this corner, soap scum, it's being really stubborn. It's making me wonder if that attachment I removed would work better. But before we try that, let me put on this extendo arm and we can try to get the tub floor. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little frustrated how little of that stain it got up. And maybe some of it's like the angle is kind of awkward here with this whole tub, the way it's set up. It's a little harder for me to find the leverage I need. But, I would hope that this like super powered scrubber would just like eviscerate those stains. And seems like not really. Now, this attachment arm, somewhat easy to put on. I feel like okay, so I do feel like I've at least been able to cover most of the tub and scrub it without too much effort. This extendo thing is pretty handy. I felt like I could get some good angles in here without having to be like on my hands and knees. I could see as I did a few rounds, it started to pull up some of the residue and soap scum, but some of these stains, like I said, I'm not sure if they'll ever go away. So if anyone out there has any tips for these kinds of stains, feel free to drop those in the comments. I'm gonna give it a water rinse and then try again, maybe after some of these stains have soaked a little more. And just so y'all know, I'm definitely not a professional cleaner. I don't even like to clean. I just like having clean things. And I'm sure a lot of you out there know better than me. And so like I said, if you do have any tips for getting these stubborn stains out, drop them in the comments. It may be a permanent discoloration, unfortunately. So I've added a lot of water. Let's turn that off. And I feel like normally maybe I might use a sponge like this. So it's kind of making me wonder if I switch to this, if that might work better. So let's see if I can even take this one off. Ugh, yeah, hey, okay, I could. Now this other one is the one that got kind of stuck. So I'm a little, once I put it on, we may not be taking it off. We gotta find just the right place that it snaps on. It's like shaped such that there's one way it'll work with this little notch on here. There we go. Okay, so I got that on. We got this sponge stuck to it. So I just put some water and soap on the sponge, and let's see how this goes. Okay, so things are clearly getting soapy. Okay, so I mean, it's definitely satisfying seeing this thing put soap all over the surface, but sometimes I kind of feel like I'm wrestling with like a wild animal, trying to keep it pointed the right direction. And it looks like, unlike in the kitchen, it's really not getting up some of the soap scum and stuff. And I mean, maybe I'm not using the right cleaning materials, but I think it's not doing quite as good in here as it was in there. It may just be a tougher job. So I feel like maybe I can rinse this down one more time and possibly try another sponge attachment. Because maybe this like fiber brush will do it. It's a little rougher and tougher, or kind of like a scrub sponge or a scouring pad. So let's see, get a little more water up in here. And I am gonna have to come back in with bleach and get some of these areas in the corner. So after we do the general scrub down with this tool, you know, I'll go in and try to bleach out some of these spots that aren't looking so good. And maybe that will help somewhat. So the last thing I will try with this scrubber, and I will say I am disappointed at how hard it is to get these soap scum stains out. I really was hoping this would be kind of like a miracle cleaning tool, and it's helpful, but it's not gonna solve all my problems. Okay, so this does seem to have been a bit more effective at getting some of that residue up, but you probably saw me over there in the corner like wrestling this thing like it was like a wild rabbit or something. Although I don't know why I would wrestle a wild rabbit, but the thing is you can see too it left this like green hue and even little bits of the sponge came off. So I do not like that about this green sponge. And it should just wash off. I don't think it's like permanent, but it is kind of yucky. The thing is, I know I've covered the surfaces with soap and cleanser, So, I mean, it should be relatively clean, but unfortunately, like this spot, I can still feel some texture there. Same in that corner. And then you see down in the bottom and by the faucet, it just looks like some discoloration. So, like I said, I don't know to what extent that's not using the right product, but either way, the Leebein Electric Scrubber did not magically fix those issues. So I guess that's gonna be it for now. I don't really know. I don't really know. I guess it makes cleaning a little more fun, but it's not quite as effective as I hoped it would be. So at the end of the day, would I recommend purchasing the Leebein scrubber for someone who has arthritis? Yes, but have reasonable expectations for how it will perform. You can see here that I purchased this on Amazon for $49.99. For that price, I think it did a good job with what it is designed to do. So some of the pros are that it made cleaning more fun. Something about using this whirring machine just made it more exciting than when you have to use a sponge and scrub really hard. There was less physical exertion required, which was nice. I was able to get some stains and spots up really easily using this spin scrubber. I also liked that the tool came with a variety of attachments for different tasks. I was able to comfortably reach areas that were further away using the extended handle, so it wasn't as tough on my body. I didn't have to get down on my hands and knees. And it seemed to hold the charge well for me for the experiments that I did, but there were a few pitfalls to this device. I did have some difficulty removing attachments, and because I purchased this having arthritis and wanting something that was really easy to manipulate, that was a bummer that I had to get help removing some of the attachments, but I hope over time that might get a bit easier. There were a few stubborn stains that I wasn't able to get out, but I have a feeling that might have more to do with the nature of the stains and the cleaning products I used than the scrubber itself. The scrubber did sound kind of loud at times too. It was kind of an annoying, like whirring noise. The scouring sponge left a bit of residue, which wasn't great, and it kind of stained the surface green temporarily, but I was able to wipe that right up. And at times it was challenging to wrangle the whole device, especially in the bathtub where it was really soapy and wet. But overall, I think anything that can make cleaning more fun is worth trying. And if I had fun using this, I will try it again. If you've ever tried this, let me know what you think about it, and I will catch you all next time. Peace out. Thanks for watching.